Okay, so in the last lecture, we have already started this unit number 1, which is nothing but overview of an artificial intelligence. Then we have seen this diagram, this Venn diagram in detail. So just a quick revision. Deep learning is nothing but a subset of ML, which makes the computation of a multi-layer neural network feasible. Then machine learning is a subset of AI technique, which uses statistical methods to enable the machine to improve with experience. Artificial intelligence is a technique that enables the machine to mimic human behavior. So we have already talked on artificial intelligence, which is nothing but mimicking the human intelligence. And when human intelligence is considered, we can say that we are actually mimicking human behavior. So we have already seen different ways of defining artificial intelligence. So a branch of a computer science called as artificial intelligence, it pursues the creating the computers or machines to intelligently act as a human being. Then another definition, which is nothing but the distinguishing between fake and non-real, fake and real. So that is nothing but natural versus artificial. So natural means occurring in natural, and artificial means human made. Yet another definition of artificial intelligence by John McCarthy: the science and engineering of making intelligent machines, especially intelligent computer programs. It is a way of making a computer controlled robot or soft thing intelligent in the similar manner how the intelligent human thinks. Then artificial intelligence is also defined as the field that studies the synthesis and analysis of computational agents that act intelligently. And then we started describing what is agent. So agent is something that acts in an environment. That is what that is what agent means. It is something that acts in an environment. It does something that is called as an agent. Now, how we are going to judge the agent? We are going to judge the agent by its action. And an agent is said to be acting as an intelligently if it follows the following conditions. One is it appropriate for its circumstances and its goal, should be flexible to changing environments and changing goals, learns from the experience and makes an appropriate choices, even if there is a computational and perceptual limitations. So these are the things what we have seen about agent. Now, agent has only a finite memory and does not have an unlimited time to act. It can be judged by its actions. It acts as intelligently. A computational agent is said to be an agent whose decisions about its action can be termed in terms of computations. So when we say that a computational agent, when we say that what is computational agent, then it is nothing but the actions that can be explained in terms of computations. Then the decisions can be broken down into a primitive operations which can be completed into a converted or implemented into a physical device. So there were two things which we have seen. One is a hardware and the other one is a wetware. So in humans, when you do computations, it is called as an wetware, whereas in computers, it is called as an hardware. So these are the things which we have seen in the last lecture. Then we have seen goals of artificial intelligence. So obviously to create an expert system. And what is that expert system? Which exhibits intelligent behavior, learn, demonstrate, explain, and advises to its users. To implement human intelligence in machines, like creating systems that can understand, think, learn, and behave like human. Whereas the central scientific goal of an AI can be achieved. If we think, now what is the central scientific goal? It says that the artificial intelligence should be possibly or similar to the natural intelligence. And when your artificial intelligence starts coming as a similar to the natural intelligence, then we say that the goal is achieved. Now, how it is possible to assume that the natural intelligence will be equal to the artificial intelligence? Through the following procedures. First is the analysis of natural and artificial agents. So when artificial agents look similar or operate similar or behave similar what the natural agents are. Second, formulating and testing the hypothesis about what it makes to construct the intelligent agents. And the third one is designing, building, and experimenting with computational systems that perform tasks commonly viewed as requiring intelligence. One more goal that is of artificial intelligence is the design and synthesis of useful intelligent artifacts. We actually want build agent. We want to build agents that act intelligently, and such agents are useful in many applications. So this is what the goals of artificial intelligence is about. We have also seen what contributes to AI. So there are different disciplines which AI has, or I could say that the AI is based on various disciplines. That is the best way we can say. AI is a science and technology based on the disciplines such as sociology, philosophy, computer science, psychology, neuroscience, biology, maths, etc. The most thrust of an AI is the development of a computer functions associated with human intelligence, such as reasoning, learning, and problem solving. So when I say that human is intelligent, similarly, when I say that the machines are intelligent, three things it should have inbuilt, at least one of the three things. If you have multiple things or multiple areas contributing like the above mentioned disciplines, then it becomes very powerful. If you could see that what intelligence is there, which actually defines as a human, or what kind of intelligence human have, and it can be judged by which thing, that is reasoning, learning, and problem solving. So similar, you're going to check it with the artificial intelligence. Out of all the above multiple disciplines that are mentioned, at least multiple areas can contribute to build an intelligent system. So by taking all the above disciplines, you can build up the artificial intelligence. And the basic things, three things that is required to contribute to AI is learning, reasoning, and problem solving. So this is what the general idea is about. Yes, Pratiksha? Pratiksha, you have raised the hand. Is there any question?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, बोलिए.
No question, sir.
Okay, okay. No, you raised the hand, that's why I asked. Okay.
It's by mistake, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. So I do feel so कि these areas, these disciplines should all contribute in order to make the intelligent systems. So beyond these disciplines, they should have reasoning, learning, and problem solving ability. That is what the thrust of AI is. If you want to develop the computer functions that is associated with the intelligence. And henceforth, we say that these are the things that contributes to AI. Now, up till now, we have seen in the last lecture, it was just a revision. Now, actually, we'll move to the next concept. What actually contributes to AI? Under that, I have taken what is the difference between programming without AI and programming with AI. Because when an intelligence part comes into the picture, the programming becomes very different. So we should know that what happens when you program with AI and what happens when you program without AI. So this will just 3 points will give you an idea where actually AI makes a difference while doing while programming. The first point is programming without AI. So a computer program without AI can answer the specific questions it meant to solve. So clear cut, you know what normal programming is, that is without AI. We are going to answer the specific question that has been raised and what it is meant to solve. When you do programming with AI, the computer programs with AI can answer the generic questions it is meant to solve. So it could be a general questions that can be solved. In this, you cannot have a general question. You need to have a very specific question, like doing a sum, doing addition, doing multiplication, calculating the Fibonacci series, or it may be finding out the even and odd, finding out the prime number. All these questions are specific questions when you do a programming. These are all specific questions that you can give an answer through the normal programming. But when we come with AI, at that time you can answer also to a general questions. Like if we see that human to human interaction, if it happens, then what happens is that if even if I ask a general question, you will be able to give the answer about the general question. So similarly, when doing a programming with AI, you can give an answer to the generic questions which it is meant to solve. Second, modification of the program leads to change in structure. That is very important, because in normally what happens in normal programming, even if you want to change something, if you want to add something, if you are removing something, the whole structure of the program changes. That's what the programming without AI means. But as far as AI programming is concerned, AI programs can absorb new modifications by putting highly independent pieces of information together. So it can absorb new modifications. And how it can absorb the new modifications? It can easily absorb because it actually puts the independent pieces of information together, not dependent. When you have a dependent programs, when you have a dependent module, if one of the module changes, the other module automatically changes because they are dependent. But in case of AI, actually AI programming is such that it is going to put all the independent pieces together, that is of the information that is gathered. So there is a very high probability that it can absorb the new modifications easily. Hence, you can modify even a minute piece of information of program without affecting its structure. यानी छोटी सी छोटी चीज भी आप change कर सकते हो as far as the programming with AI is concerned. That is the most important thing, which is not at all possible without AI. And the third one is modification is quick and easy. It may lead to affect the program adversely. Even if you want to do modifications in a very quick and easy way, because modification is possible is in a quick and easy way because it's programming without AI, but it may affect adversely. The whole program it may affect. But in this, there is a quick and easy program modification. So anyhow, you can modify very easily. So basically, there are two differences. One is in normal programming, you can answer only to a specific questions. In programming with AI, you can answer generic questions. Second most important, modifications in the programs can lead to change in its structure. Whereas in case of AI programs, it can absorb any kind of modifications by putting all the independent pieces of information together. Third, modification is not as quick and easy in without AI programming, but in case of AI programming, the modification and the quick and easy program modification is possible. So this is what the AI contribution is in programming. So the element of AI is added into programming and the programming becomes different. That is what it sees. Now next comes is what is the artificial intelligence techniques? Now we are actually moving a little deeper and deeper into AI. We have seen what is artificial intelligence in number of ways. We have seen goals of artificial intelligence. We have seen what contributes in AI. Now we are seeing what is an artificial intelligence techniques. So as we are going further, then there will be scopes of AI. Then there will be some limitations of AI, advantages of AI. So all these things is nothing but it is in the first point called as foundation and scope of artificial intelligence, foundation, scope, and approaches of artificial intelligence. So what are the artificial intelligence techniques? So the first point is in real world, the knowledge has some unwelcomed properties. So there are some of the unwelcome properties. So its volume is huge next to unimaginable. Knowledge का अगर knowledge की सिर्फ बात करते हैं तो कितना vast है वो, इतना vast है, इतना huge है और imagination से बाहर है. हम तो जो we are getting the knowledge, it is just quite in few percent. I could say in points में, in points of percentage we have. And the knowledge is very huge. It's next to unimaginable. Second property that is unwelcomed is it is not well organized or well formatted. So obviously there is a raw information all around, not a very specific one. You just have to, if you want to have that property, you have to first of all organize it, format it properly, and then only you can understand that this is the how it is. And most of the information that is raw information is in not organized manner or not formatted manner. And the most important is Parivartan Niyati ka niyam hai. That is, it keeps changing constantly. So which makes it more difficult to understand. It keeps on changing. So that is what the knowledge is about. So these are some of the unwelcomed properties that we should understand about the knowledge, because knowledge is going to be a part of artificial intelligence. AI technique is a manner to organize and use the knowledge efficiently in such a way. Now, what is happening? The raw information, the knowledge that has been around is very huge. It is unimaginable. It is not organized. It is not well formatted. And the most important is it is keep on changing constantly. So how to organize all these things, how to understand all these things, it can be done with the help of AI technique that is called as artificial intelligence technique. It is actually a manner to organize and use the knowledge efficiently in such a way that it should be perceivable by the people who provide it. So you can perceive that, perceived by the people. It should be perceived by the people. It should be easily modifiable to correct errors. Because if you give a data and if you cannot modify it, if you find anybody is finding an error in that and you cannot modify it, then it is useless. So it is actually manner to organize. So AI technique actually provides you to all these things. It should be useful in many situations through it incomplete or through it is, though it is incomplete or inaccurate. So it should be useful in many situations. Even if it is little bit incomplete, it may be inaccurate, but it should be useful. So artificial intelligence technique helps you to organize the knowledge, the unimaginable knowledge, the huge knowledge. And it's not well organized. So it's helped you to organize. So when you say what is organized, how it does it do? So it should be done like it should be modified to modifiable to correct the errors. It can be used in many situations, even if it is incomplete or inaccurate. So that is the AI technique. What is about. So we have first seen that why AI technique is needed. Then we have seen through which what AI technique can do. So this point is that the AI technique can help you to modify to correct the errors and can be useful in many situations, even if it is incomplete or inaccurate. AI techniques elevate the speed of execution of complex programs it is equipped with. So this is also one of the most important property of an AI technique, that you can elevate the speed of execution, because complex program is going to take a lot of time, because as it is a complex program, so obviously you need to have the speed also, elevation of the speed also, and that can be easily provided through AI techniques. Is it okay? So this is about the AI technique. Now next point is scope of artificial intelligence. So where it could be used, what are the fields, what are the areas? Now last time what we have seen in regarding machine learning also, what are the applications of machine learning, what is the scope of machine learning, up till what you can use them. So similarly, this is the scope of AI also. So obviously deep learning is a subset of ML and ML is a subset of AI. So what are the most of the applications of machine learning or deep learning is there? It will be included in AI also, because they are correlated with each other. They are having that mapping of things together, or I could say that uh, the the structure is in such a way that they are correlated with each other. So what are the scopes? First is the education. So the artificial intelligence can help the effectiveness of an instructors. How? It can be done through text translation systems, real-time messaging to speech, automatic mundane and also repeated jobs like taking presence, automatic grading, customizing the discovery tree based on the ability, understanding, and also the experience. So you can make an automation of the things that are completely repeated. So artificial intelligence through can be used there. Text translation systems can be used through. Then automatic mundane can be used. Real-time messaging to speech can be done. And those tasks which are continuously repeating that can be automated, graded, and customized. So obviously the artificial intelligence is going to increase the ability, understanding, and also the experience. The various other applications of AI in the area of education is real-time text to speech. So writing the text and you converting into the speech, as well as the text translation systems. So back to text. So we are seeing these things in mobile nowadays. You just write down the text and it will be converted into speech. Speech can be converted into a text. Even if different languages you can, like if I am having English script in with me, and if I want to get it into Marathi, you can also translate it into a different language. So because of AI, everything has been possible now. Second, chatbots. Now you have chatbots. You might be hearing about bots also, which is a software robot. In chatbots, in a country as varied as India, the combination of chatbots in the digital framework or availability via IVRS system education domain can be transformational. They might be educated on the subject matter, and a great percentage of doubts of the pupil could be responded to quickly. Obviously, chatbots is like a chatting where you can ask any type of questions through the IVRS system education domain, where the subject matter and great percentage of doubts can be asked and it could be responded quickly, and hence lowering the current work of educator who could focus on even only imaginative tasks, even more imaginative tasks. So what happens, the earlier thing was that when something concept is there which is very much imaginative, then you have to imagine. But now that is not happening because of this chatbots. You can easily visualize those things which were not possible earlier. So that has been possible with the help of artificial intelligence. Automated grading. So this is the completely, you can see how you're doing the courses in Coursera, NPTEL, and all those things, and in which you can give the exams also. Automatic grading comes out. So all these things is happening because of AI, machine learning and AI. Means you can study any kind of courses, you can give an exam, you can get a grading, right? So on a large scale, if you could say that the machine learning methods such as NLP might be made of use of automated grading of assessment, such as ePathshala is there, SWAYAM is there. SWAYAM means what? Study webs of active learning of young inspiring minds, and Diksha is there. So these are some of the websites which actually uses the automatic grading, and that is possible because of AI. Next scope of AI is the healthcare. So artificial intelligence is also going into the healthcare. Because of artificial intelligence, the overall cost of a healthcare can be reduced because the efficiency is increasing. Second most important thing is that AI can also handle large data of the patients and all those things. Patients का बहुत सारा data आएगा, तो with AI, the ability to handle the large data is possible. That too can be done with making innovations, design, and developing medical equipment. So you might be hearing about new concept called as the um, surgery robots. Uh, the robots are trained to carry out particular operation. So it's a very new trend that has been coming out, is that because as we have that number of patients are more as compared to the doctors in the uh, uh, in the in the whole process. So what happens is that most of the time, many of the patients die because they don't get time to reach to the doctors. So it's just a way of helping the doctors. So there are surgical robots that will be coming into the picture in few years around, and it will be very quickly coming into the market. So they will be operating a particular surgery. They will be programmed in such a way that they can take decisions about doing the surgery. So surgical, I could say that application can be done. Obviously it will be a trial and tested, because they will be helping the doctors. They will be not completely in command to the doctors, because uh, still it's in research. It's in research area where still research is going on. So but it could be in the market easily. Having an AI enabled systems helps in reducing the medical errors and increasing the productivity. That is also very important aspect of AI coming into the healthcare. Then AI can also overcome the barriers to access and solve the accessibility challenge by employing early detection followed by suitable diagnostic decisions. So what happens is that most of the cases where the patients die because doctors not able to diagnose at the right time. So the early detection or the earlier diagnosis can be possible or is possible with the help of AI. So that has been the challenge where the disease detection can be done at the earlier stage. So if it is done, the patient's survival efficiency can increase. And in this cases, AI can be very much useful as far as the healthcare is concerned. Agriculture, yet another application or the scope of AI, where a lot of things can be changed around as we are moving towards an advanced agriculture. So the AI can play a role. So it can play a very important role and can help farmers to an extremely uh, extent, as they mostly depends on the conventional methods for farming. So now, still now, if you could see that 60% of the farming is done in India in a conventional way. So if the AI gets introduced into the agriculture, the scenario may change fast. There are a lot of reasons behind that. Is if plants are obtaining an adequate quantity of water, water usage in agriculture land can be maximized by utilizing thermal imaging cameras that constantly keep tracking on. So yes, the most important thing as far as farming in India is concerned is the water issue. So that can be solved with the help of artificial intelligence. It can also help determining proper crops to expand in desirable environment on productivity surface, as well as sowing techniques to improve performance, also minimizes the expenses. So there are things that will come into the picture when AI will come. So it will help you to find out the desirable environment. It will increase the productivity. It will improve the performances, as well as it will reduces the expenses. The artificial intelligence can also be utilized to forecast the behavior and also study parasites, which can be helpful for advanced preparation of insect control. So obviously pesticides are the most important thing. And in India, if you see that mm, the
जहाँ को
farmers,
पाया था
the
articulate
farmers, if you see in India, the farmers are not able to understand what is the percentage of the pesticides that could be used on the plants. So that can be easily understood with the help of AI. And you can also have the advanced preparations of insect control. Anticipating modeling using AI can be important in providing more precise demand supply details, as well as anticipating the need of farming produces to farmers. So it can be through artificial intelligence, you can anticipate a lot of things. That is what is the demand and supply. Because now if you look at the market, the farmers are actually not knowing what kind of demand is there in the market. So in between people, or the agents, what they will do is that they can take an advantage by giving less amount of money to farmers, and then they can sell it in the market depending upon their supply and demand. So those things those things can be avoided if we can come to know that what is the demand and supply details with the help of artificial intelligence, and then how much production has to be increased by the farmers, so that they can get the proper rate in the market. So it is also very important field where AI can have a lot of scope. Then the transport. So now, as we have last time also, I have said to you that machine learning is entering into the self-driving cars, and it is going to be there. So artificial intelligence in many companies are actually using artificial intelligence in order to in order to have an research in autonomous cars or self-driving cars. So AI, as far as AI is concerned, it is entering into the transportation field also. So the development of such vehicles is highly reliant on AI and machine learning. So experts believe that self-driving cars will bring many benefits, including lower emissions and error-free driving. So these are the things that could be helpful through AI. We are surrounded by artificial intelligence, so we uses the device that based on artificial intelligence all the time without knowing it. So obviously now, if, as far as the home is concerned, there are a lot of applications that has been worked out. So we have already seen that OK Google is there, Alexa is there, Cortana is there, which are used to perform various tasks with just in voice commands. Smart assistants is there that can use AI and machine learning for voice recognition. And you can also have used these smart assistants to perform varieties of tasks like playing a song, asking a questions, buying something on the line. So all this is happening in a very quick succession, and that is possible because of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Obviously machine learning is also subset of an AI, so in most of the applications you find very kind of combined things coming into the picture. Now the eighth one is AI in cybersecurity. So obviously the most concerned area nowadays is about the cybersecurity, because as most of the transactions are happening online, so the security becomes very important. So cybersecurity is one of the most important thing. Otherwise what will happen is that the people will stop doing the online transactions if they will start facing this fraudulent cases, right? So the banking sector and the government organizations are the most two important areas where you have very important data. There is huge amount of data that may be people's personal data, that may be banking data. So there is always a risk of stealing, and henceforth security mechanism becomes very important, and there AI can be very much helpful. The best example is as we are moving towards the cognitive AI. So the field of cognitive AI is very much used in cybersecurity. Now, how does it help is it detects as well as analyzes the hazards and understand the analysis for making a better informed decisions. By making use of machine learning formulas and also deep learning networks, the AI obtains better and much more resilience over time. So this is an improvement of the systems. IBM Resilient, which is open as well as agnostic platform that offers framework and also center of managing safety and security responses. So if you could see that the cognitive artificial intelligence have entered into the cyber security with the help of machine learning and deep learning, the AI is able to do a better and much more resilience over time. That is what the thing is. So obviously the security and managing safety and security issues can be easily handled if AI comes in a very full-fledged as far as cyber security is concerned. So I do feel so rather than any other security, the cyber security has become very important, because cyber crimes are increasing day by day. So AI again plays a very important role as far as cybersecurity is concerned. Then the last application is about the manufacturing sector. So this is the huge, this field is huge field, as lot of scope is there of artificial intelligence to enter into the manufacturing center. What will happen is it will help you to give the best solution, and that will help you to increase the growth of manufacturing industry. You can use it, the AI can be useful for controlling various kinds of robots to do a certain kind of job. So nowadays full-fledged robot is not used, but the automation what you're saying about is nothing but they are the robots only. So these robots, if will become completely an AI based, then the whole scenario of the industry is going to change. And that's what we are looking in industry 4.0, where you will be having this machine learning and artificial intelligence coming in a full-fledged. One unique technology of AI to analyze the data and make future predictions. The ability of AI is used to analyze past year sales or market survey data to predict the future supply. That is very, very important as far as business as well as market is concerned, as well as industries is concerned. You can predict based on the survey of the past data, and that will be helpful to predict in the future supply and demand and make faster decisions or amazing customer feedback of a given product to optimize the product in the coming years. So these are the scopes of artificial intelligence. So if you could just revise it, this is the programming without AI and programming with AI. Then the techniques of AI. Then we have scope of AI like education, chatbots, automated grading, healthcare, agriculture, transport, home, AI in cybersecurity, and then the manufacturing sector. So these are the scope of AI what we have seen. So in the first unit, the first point we are dealing with. So this all will be included in that first point of the overview of artificial intelligence. So we will stop here. Any questions you can ask? If you have any questions related with it, I'll go with the attendance. Okay, we'll start with division A. Roll number 1,
Present, sir.
2,
Present, sir.
3,
Present, sir.
4,
Present, sir.
5, 6,
Present, sir.
6,
Yes, sir.
7, 8,
Yes, sir.
9,
Present, sir.
10, 11, 12,
Present, sir.
13,
Yes, sir.
14,
Present, sir.
15,
Yes, sir.
16,
Yes, sir.
17,
Yes, sir.
18,
Present, sir.
19, 20,
Present, sir.
21,
Yes, sir.
22,
Yes, sir.
23,
Present, sir.
24,
Present, sir.
25,
Present, sir.
26, 27,
Present, sir.
28,
Present, sir.
29,
Present, sir.
30,
Present, sir.
31,
Yes, sir.
32,
Yes, sir.
33,
Present, sir.
34,
Yes, sir.
35, 36,
Present, sir. Present, sir.
35 is there, 36 is there, 39, 40,
39.
okay, 41,
40, sir.
40 is there, 41, 42, 42, 43, 44, 45,
Present, sir.
46,
Yes, sir.
47, 48,
Present, sir. 47.
okay, 49, 50, 51, 52,
Yes, sir.
53, 54,
Yes, sir.
55,
Yes, sir.
56, 57,
Yes, sir.
58,
Present, sir.
59,
Yes, sir.
60, 61,
Yes, sir.
62,
Present, sir.
61, 62, both are present.
Yes, sir. 62 present.
Okay, 63, 64, 65,
Yes, sir.
66,
Yes, sir.
67,
Present, sir.
68, 69, 70,
Yes, sir.
71, 72.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any number missing out here?
63.
63 is there. Next,
38, sir.
38 is there. Next. Okay. We'll go with the B division. Roll number 1.
Sir.
Yes.
Present, sir. Roll number 10.
Okay. Roll number 2,
Present, sir.
3,
Present, sir.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Present.
10,
Present.
11, 12,
Yes, sir. 11.
12, 13,
Present, sir.
14,
Present, sir.
15,
Present.
16,
Present, sir.
17, 18,
Present.
19,
Present.
20,
Present.
21, 22,
Present.
23,
Present.
24,
Present.
25, 26,
Present.
26,
Present.
27, 28, 29,
Present, sir.
30,
Present.
31,
Present, sir.
32, 32,
Yes, sir.
33, 34,
Present, sir.
35,
Present.
36,
Present, sir.
37, 38, 39, okay, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44,
Present.
45, 46,
Present.
47,
Present, sir.
48, 49, 50, 51, 52,
Present, sir.
53, 54,
Present, sir.
53 is there, na? 52 is there.
Yes, sir. 53.
Okay. 54, 55, 56, 57, 58,
58 present.
59,
Present, sir.
60, 61,
Present, sir.
62,
Present.
63, 64, 65,
64 present, sir.
64 is present.
Sir, 63 present, sir.
Okay. 65, 66, 67,
Present.
68,
Yes, sir.
69,
Present, sir.
70. Okay. Number missing out.
Sir, 6. B30.
Okay. दोनों भी है.
33.
33. B33. Okay. Next.
4. B6, sir.
B6 आहे. Hmm?
Sir, A69.
A69.
B4.
B4. Okay. अजून
B29, sir.
B29.
B27, sir.
27 is there. 29 is also there. Okay.